The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the raw and uncensored Ambitchious podcast. I'm your host, the original HBIC, Katie Boyd. During our time here together, I will be instilling all of the strength, power, and determination you will need to use the very stones thrown at you to build your ultimate empire. We will redefine the word bitch from the derogatory to the acronym, being in total control of herself. So let's adjust our crowns and prepare to live life ambitiously. Oh yeah, here I am, the HBIC, Katie motherfucking Boyd. I feel like Arsenio Hall. And over to my far right, which is, if you're watching in Ambitchious Land, it's your left. My backup dancer.
Yes.
Matthew Martin.
Doesn't that require you to dance?
Yeah, sometimes I do. Sometimes, yeah, I do move.
We also like to call him Big Bernard.
Yes.
Right. You should do the worm across the table.
He has no rhythm.
I have lots of rhythm, by the way.
Okay, he has no rhythm.
Lots of rhythm.
And in the middle is
Very sexual rhythm.
Okay, I'm trying to introduce somebody.
So I'm gonna move.
Oh my Lord, Shayna, I'm so sorry that I invited you here.
Do you want to sit together?
No, please keep us separated.
This is actually really good, Shayna.
Keep
Thank God you came on today.
Separated. And in the middle here is my good friend, Shayna. Frasco was her maiden name, but she's now Rose. But I'm old school, so I always call people Shayna Frasco, which is not right. But this is Shayna Rose.
It's so funny. I actually haven't been Shayna Frasco for 7 years,
I know,
which is crazy.
But I've known you for over a decade, so to me, you'll always be Shayna Frasco.
It's
just
true.
like no one calls me Katie Babine.
Exactly, yeah.
They call Matt Mr. Boyd.
They call me Mr. Boyd.
Oh my God, that's funny.
It's actually really,
I'm like, that's cool.
really true.
That's awesome.
You know you're ambitious. You know you're married to an ambitious woman when you actually get called your wife's name.
Could you imagine Chris Frasco?
That'd be funny.
We should just make that a thing.
Yeah.
I think that could be our next
I know.
movement.
Who says?
Yeah, who says we have to take
that?
these men's names?
Yeah, why don't you just take your name back right now, Shayna? We're going to make a stand.
All right, sorry, babe.
And then Chris. And
I do like the name Rose, though. It flows.
Chris is a sweet guy. I think you'll keep
love
him.
Chris. I love your husband.
Yeah, he's not bad.
So Shayna and I have been friends for over a decade.
Yeah.
She actually, this is so odd, but she was actually an extra on my reality television show, Wicked Fit.
Oh my God, I know. I was just going to say, what was it, Miss Fit Club? Wicked Fit?
Yeah, it was Wicked Fit.
Yeah.
And I remember she came in to teach one day, and I was like, dude, you're like really a great trainer. Like, are you actually a real trainer? And she's like, well, now that you've said it, I actually am.
Yeah.
And she's an incredible trainer, boxer, and now I'm so sad, but I'm proud and happy for you that you live in Florida.
Yep.
You have your own incredible gym, fitness, wellness center.
Yes.
So I am going to be here spinning on the ones and twos with Matthew and Shayna today. It's going to be amazing. And we're going to swear, and people are going to make noise, and sometimes they're children.
Could be.
But you know what? I say expose your children young to the swears.
Get it
You know
out
what
there.
I mean? Just get it out there. Just
Get it
throw
over
it.
with.
Just get in there.
Just throw it out there. So
They're doing their own
It's like a
thing in
vaccine.
the other room.
yeah, that's
It's like
fine.
give them a vaccine.
That's totally fine. I love how the
So I'm not going to get on topics of mom stuff.
No, please.
I want all my listeners to follow.
Right? Exactly. So tell us a little bit about your life in general.
So, like you said, I live in Florida.
Yes.
Which is
What part?
Southern Florida, Port St. Lucie.
Yes, beautiful.
It's about, for people who don't know that, here's Orlando, Miami, Port St. Lucie. So I'm right in the middle of them. Kind of closest to West Palm Beach, I guess you could say.
Sounds fun.
I've had 10 kids. No, I'm just kidding. 3 kids.
As I take a sip of my coffee, it almost came squirting out of my nose. Thank you.
Probably
My
feels like
husband-
10 sometimes, though, right? Yeah.
Knock on wood. They're all here and being really good.
I
So
love it.
let's go with that.
Yeah. Auntie Katie will take care of all of you.
Yeah, my husband and I have had 3 kids. And yeah, I opened a fitness center in Port St. Lucie, Florida after moving there, about living there for a year. And I still follow all my New England girls, and I always come in for a visit when I come home. I did teach at Katie's right before I moved down to Florida. Yeah, but life is good. Ever since having the kids is what really made some of my programs explode.
Right.
Because I put myself in those shoes. I had no idea until I had my own kids. And it's a totally different ball game, especially as far as health and fitness goes. And you got to really stay. It's a different...
Because you mostly are in the mommy and me space right now, right?
Correct. Boxing Boot Camp is still a main program of mine.
Yes.
which is, it's people still get in really great shape from that, lose weight. I train competitors and we do a lot of the boxing workouts, put on real gloves. I teach real technique, and it's good to learn self-defense because not everybody in my gym is a mom. We have men too. We have other women who aren't moms. But yeah,
you
the
must
mommy
struggle,
and me
right?
is
Like
a main
balancing
program.
it all, because that's what really Ambitchious is all about, is like
Correct.
being strong, being tough, balancing it all, but also being able to like be like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yes.
No, that's totally against my boundaries.
Correct.
So has motherhood kind of pushed you to be more ambitious?
Yes.
You have no choice.
You have to. Yeah.
So tell me about this, because I know nothing of this.
You're gonna
because
have kids?
I don't know. Like Matt is on the baby train right now.
Yes, I'm on the baby train. I
do
think it's
it.
time.
But
Yes.
I have like a really hard time just taking a really big dump sometimes. So I
Oh,
cannot even
See, I
imagine
feel
pushing a
like-
baby out of my vajiji.
You know what? By the third kid, I mean,
Oh, they just fly out? They just zoom out?
had good labors that were quick. I never had to
Do you
have
think
a
it's because you're
C-section.
super in shape, though?
See, you can't.
Or you just have the golden
Can't
fleece
prove
of vaginas?
that's the reason, but I did keep my core pretty strong each pregnancy, and I feel like that especially helped. I know there's people who run into emergency situations that you can't control,
Right.
but I do feel like it helped my breathing immensely. Like,
Okay.
and
I think being
because
in shape
there's
helps
nothing.
everything.
Yes.
The first kid, I'm like, I'm going all in, natural. Like, this is, I'm tolerant.
Everyone
to
in the
pain.
audience right now is
Yeah.
shaking their head like,
If you're a mom, you know, and you're like, but there really is no feeling like that pain.
That's why men don't have. Thank God, men don't have babies.
And I don't want to
We need two
sugarcoat it.
people.
I know, listen, it is the absolute greatest feeling in the world. But then when they say like, oh, you just, you forget about it right after. I'm like, no, I didn't. Like, I still remember how painful it was.
You're
and it
really
was quick.
selling this baby thing to me right
I'm
now.
telling
I
you,
really
though.
appreciate.
It's true.
She
They're
went back-
really,
she went
honestly.
back to 3, right?
No,
She has
I know. She has
children.
3.
And
And when
beautiful
you
children.
see, my thing is, a lot of people, not a lot of people, but sometimes it is easy to use that as an excuse. You're bombarded. Believe me, I have way less time to myself, but at the same time, they're also like my reason why. Like even them being here right now and knowing, like he said, mommy's going to be on TV or
so
mommy's
cool.
going to do that. Yeah.
Yep.
Like that to me is more important than any other follower I could ever have.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So
Absolutely.
that alone is like you're setting this example for them, and they live in the gym with me too. So I hope when they do get older, they think back to, wow, she like really went after her dreams, even if I failed, even I got up again and did it.
I love it.
And they see my bad days too. Like it's not, I don't have a perfect life, and every day is far from perfect.
And it's not unicorns and rainbows all
at
the time.
all. And a lot of people think that just because, and I'm sure you get this too, like you have a business and you motivate others. So they just assume that you're always 100% motivated. And that's not the case.
Right.
There's days, we have bad days too. And you have to get up and remember, I think what helps is why you started. Like I've always wanted kids. I've always wanted a gym. I've always wanted a business of my own. I love being able to control my schedule and inspire others to do whatever they want to achieve. And making others happy and healthy.
Right.
And you get it. And
Absolutely.
But at the same time, I mean, Chris and I had a rough year with just different things. We lost family members. I had, 2 miscarriages actually before I lost an ovary, all this stuff. So, and
was that the point? Because we obviously
that was probably my lowest point. Yeah.
'cause we talk all the time, like we text and everything.
I know. And
we
I had to
follow each other.
explain to people why I was still going strong with my business because I would never give up my business or close it probably for any reason if I didn't for that.
Right.
And I was up in there and most people had no clue what was going on. I just, slapped a smile on my face, got up in the morning. And even though we were going through some stuff and I was going through that, we tried one more time. I got pregnant. Everything was fine.
Yes.
So, but
this happened like in the last year.
Yeah.
And do you think that that's what really made you say, I have to really
Like
step up and be
thicker
this
skin.
person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I do feel like looking back, we really had nothing to complain about. Like, and when people would ask, you have it kind of made, and I'm like, we kind of do. Like,
Oh my God. I talk about this all the time.
And looking back now, it's almost like I had to experience a little roughness to even build another layer of skin, which just made me stronger in my business, stronger in our marriage, stronger in life, because there was nothing to prepare us for some of the things we went through. And where in that time could have been the easiest for me to give up, I feel like I had to, really gear up and be like, no, if I'm not going to give up through this, then I'll never give up through anything.
Absolutely.
I'm here to like inspire others. Who am I? I feel like it's almost hypocritical if I gave up and here I am trying to inspire others to stay on track and achieve what they want to.
Yes.
So
right.
Yeah.
And I know that so many of the people out there in Ambitchious land have suffered similar situations, right? Have gone through these really trying times where I have women that reach out to me that have been trying to get pregnant for years and they can't.
And I kind of had to reflect on that too, where when you think you have it the worst, you don't ever.
Right.
And I had to look at, okay, I have 2 beautiful, healthy children. I had 2 perfect pregnancies. We have a family of 4, and whether I don't have another one, again, we have it. We got it. Like there's people who can't have kids at all that really want kids or are suffering from a disease. And
how powerful were you, though, to look at the positive going through this tumultuous?
There was parts of me that honestly, genuinely, when I felt sad, I almost felt guilty. Like, who am I to be sad right now? Like, I have 2 kids and some people can't even have any kids.
And by the way, you have all the permission to be sad, not want to get out of bed, not want to teach, and not want to motivate, and not want to do anything.
Yeah, believe me, there was days even, I went, and people don't know this, and my family wanted to kill me, but there was a lot of mistakes on doctors' parts, which I won't even get into. But the day after I lost an ovary, I actually went into my gym just to make sure everything was running smoothly because of how much I do care about my business. And I know that's not, I wouldn't necessarily tell people to do that. But
Shayna's so much better than me because I'd be like, peace out. I'm watching Netflix for the next month. And I'm going to drink so much rosé. My butt is going to fall off.
I don't think you would.
And I've had days like that too.
You're a warrior
believe
too,
me.
Katie. Believe me.
You know what, though?
Yes, you are.
But being a warrior, and me and you are so similar like this because we've both had crazy stuff during our business years. And I've been in business for 20 years, right? So this year is my 20th year.
That's awesome.
As
Congrats.
Katie Boys Misfit Club. It's crazy. And I think about that sometimes. I'm just like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
Like, it feels like a
or
million
even
years.
when people ask you how to achieve things, you don't have a set answer.
Dude,
like I'm sure you get it too. And I want to, it's not that you don't want to help people get there or help achieve. It's that there is no set answer. If I had an answer,
Oh, no, you do. We do have answers.
Yeah.
It's get up every day.
Yeah.
Dust yourself
Keep
off.
hustling.
Keep hustling. Don't let things bother you. Don't get distracted. And know when to push and know when to rest. I think that's my best advice.
Yeah.
Know when to
and
be
see,
grateful,
my thing is
right?
I had to learn
gratitude.
Absolutely.
For what you do
Yeah.
have instead of thinking about the things that you don't have. Because, boy, I'll tell you, you can lose things quickly. As it can be very tumultuous.
I had to learn how to rest. Like I could admit my faults, and that's one of my faults.
Took me probably like 18 years to learn how to rest.
Yeah.
And you know who actually helped me was him. Because he's really good at being like, I'm not working today. I'm going to smoke a cigar. I'm going to like listen to an audiobook. I'm going to have a glass of wine. Like, and I would be like, you're being a pussy. Like, you got to get out there. You got to work your face off. And then I'm like, wait a minute. And where is that getting me? Nowhere.
Chris and my mother kind of keep me grounded where they're like, just do nothing that day. Like, if you don't have anything. And I'm like, Yeah,
but then when you do that, how do you feel?
I know sometimes.
Do you feel crazy?
Well, I also have 3 kids, so doing nothing is not really doing nothing. Yeah, but it's, I like to do stuff, even if it's with them and I'm not working. I like to be like, all right, what can we do today? What
Let's
can
get
we
in the
do
car.
today?
Let's go do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there are definitely days where I've been trying to teach myself, like, okay, you don't have to train someone every hour of the day. And especially since I had 3 kids, that's what kept me, because I'm like, you know what? I don't money over children. Like, I would rather invest so many hours of the day to my children, and they come to work with me, so they're with me anyway. But at the same time, like, I cut a lot of private training because I'm like, all right, these one-on-one sessions, even though private training is great money, it's the principle of no, I want to be with them more. Yeah. So, and I'm lucky that I can control that, but
I don't do private training really anymore.
Yeah. Like,
because
there is,
to me, there comes a point in time where you say, I am at a place in my career that I don't want to exchange my money, my time for money.
Exactly.
And I'd rather help like mass amounts of people, which is what you do also. Yep. But you still do a little private training because
I do.
You're a sicko.
Yeah.
And you like to stay in that space.
I'm training a group of girls right now for a competition, which is really exciting because it's mainly all girls who have never done anything like that. Some of them are moms, and we do it I'm weird. I don't like to train girls, I guess, who have already competed because it's a different experience.
Yes.
So I like this because it's moms and women who are like, oh, I would never do that. I would never. And I'm like, we're gonna. Like, this is going to be something you cross off your bucket list. You don't have to do it again. And then they feel like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I pushed myself to that. That's awesome. Yeah, even, for example, being here, obviously I live in Florida, we're in New England, and I have people covering some of my classes right now because I'm like, you know what? I just need, even though my husband had to go back early, I'm like, we just need a little breather before school starts back up.
Right.
And I make sure they're all still getting their workouts in and stuff. But yeah, it's good to step back and just
so
decompress.
You're a full-time mom. You're a full-time studio owner.
Yes.
You have an online presence.
Yes.
You have an online program.
Yes.
You're a wife.
Yes.
Daughter, friend. Trying to juggle it all, which is truly, truly what the Ambitchious movement is all about, is like, how do you juggle it but not lose yourself in it by setting really strict boundaries? So can you talk about some of the boundaries that you've kind of, in the last couple of years since the Ambitchious movement's happened and you've been following it, what are some of the boundaries?
One boundary, I think, as part of that whole movement and following that, is saying no.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
It's so hard.
Awesome.
No, you may
No
have,
is my favorite word in the world.
Yeah,
and it's a full sentence.
It's a full sentence.
It's a
You don't even have,
sentence.
because you know what happens? You say no, and then because, we're very similar, it was like, now I have to give this person a reason why I'm saying no. And it's like, no.
Yep.
No. No.
I
You
know.
can say it in different ways.
That's
You got to
my-
practice it.
Sharp no, quick no, soft no.
Watch it that he doesn't, that he doesn't fall off the couch.
I
Laura.
actually like it.
Yeah, make
I like
sure he
it.
doesn't
It's
fall.
like it's
this
like,
is real life.
No, I love
Cam,
it.
don't fall off the couch.
Don't fall off the couch, Cam.
It's like Circus Soleil over there.
He's
it's very
helping.
Cirque du Soleil.
Are you helping feeding?
Yeah.
Look at, he's getting all shy.
I love him. So cute.
He's my chill, kind of shy one.
Each of them have
Easton,
very
not
different
so much.
personalities,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. But yeah, saying no. So that is hard for me because I do feel like a lot of times I was a people pleaser. I'm like, you know what? No, this is my business. This is my life. This is my family. These are my kids. This is how I want to run my schedule.
Have you had some bad situations, though, from saying no to things? Like cutting classes or saying, like, maybe this isn't working for me or this is like whatever. Have you had repercussions from it?
Sometimes. Looking back, I think I thought it was worse than it was.
Oh, it always is.
Because I always take everything to heart. Like, oh my God, did I upset this person? And I have to have other people tell me, like, no, stop. You're overthinking it. You're overanalyzing. They're going to be fine. Like, this is your life.
Right.
You can say no.
Right.
And sometimes, Shayna, when you have things that you want to change in your business or whatever the case may be, you may lose some people, or you may. That's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
You have
and
to
I
run
always,
your company the way
and my
you want
clients
to.
know this. I'm very like, you tell me what you want. As long as you guys show up, I'll make it happen. I'll add it, and we'll get going.
Right. Or not.
And really, like, I'm still.
Yeah.
I know.
Or not.
Yeah. Like, for example, this is a small thing, but people wanted like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. stuff, and I did have. Like during the school year, some people run, but I said, I'm not doing that. Like my husband leaves for work. I have 3 kids. I'm not waking them up to go. And Grant, if you want to find a gym that has that, I don't mind if you're, I think people think you'll get offended. I'm like, I don't care if you're working out at 10 places. That's awesome. More power to you. Like, I'm not going to offer it. So if that's the time slot you need, that's fine.
And I always get asked, you're going to have kickboxing classes in the morning, and I'm partners in the healthcare business.
Yes,
and
exactly.
There's no way that I can have that. So if my formula doesn't work for you, then it's not a right fit. But if it does work for you, I'm going to motivate you. I'm going to teach you.
Yes,
you can have a great
absolutely.
experience.
Yep.
But you had to kind of carve out, this is what I am.
And what happens sometimes is people, I think it sounds better. I want to be there at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. And then they don't want to go.
They come 2 times and then you never see them again. And you're like, oh, I thought you wanted 5 a.m. classes.
But now you're stuck because you put 5 a.m. classes.
Yes. And like I said, as long as I tell people all the time, listen, I have other trainers working for me now. And if you want that and you're going to show up, fine. Awesome. And I did add some morning stuff here and there, and people do go, which is awesome. But at first, that was one thing, like, I had to personally say, I won't be there. I can hire one of my trainers maybe to do it. But I can't. And
which being a business owner,
and then you still feel bad though. You're like, oh God, now are they? And you just have to not worry about it.
Bye.
Girl, let it go.
And I have some really loyal. It's true though. I have, like you have certain loyal people. I've had people since day one.
That's
and
awesome.
they don't care what my schedule is, where I go.
Because they love you.
I have people in New England still ask me if I'll come back here. And it's like, which is honestly.
Was that us?
Yeah.
Probably was us.
Well, that's how I feel though. I know, like, say I ever came back here, I'm like, oh, I could pop up a class in Katie's place and
2 seconds.
You know what I mean? And have a
Yeah.
clientele, which is the feeling you want to get. You're like, this is why I do what I do.
Right.
It's like, I haven't been here 7 years, and I know that, say for some reason I ever moved home or I came here temporarily, like, I have these people, and you almost sometimes you're like, why? Like, even though we're confident, you're like, why do they still follow me and love?
Yeah, I ask that on a daily basis.
I know, and it's
I'm like, what are you people doing? Get a life. No, just kidding.
Why are you even watching this podcast?
What are you doing? Turn this off right now. No, but it's so true.
It is.
And
that's what
that's our self-worth stuff too.
Yes.
Because we all have that inside of us where we're like, why do people even like me? I'm really a putz, you know?
Yeah.
But like we do great things for people. And
even when I have these big classes or people are more, I've gone on auditions for different things and I feel like it's because other people almost had more confidence in me than I had in myself. And I'm like, you really think I can do that? Like I'm capable?
True.
And I'm like, all right, maybe I am. I don't know. Like, and so it kind of helps you to be, you know.
What advice do you have for women out there listening right now who have kind of gone through very similar situations with, you know, miscarriages and trying to run a business and keep it all together? Because, you know, the part of us that's crazy is like, I always tell people the best way to really show up in this world is to be vulnerable and share your story.
It's true.
But
I did it took me about a year to share it.
Took you that long?
But because I wanted to make sure everything was okay with her first.
Okay, understood.
I didn't want to share my story and it happened again. And then it was just, you know, something. We waited actually almost 4 or 5 months till we even told our family about her after everything that happened. Because I wanted to be like
100% clear.
Yeah. And honestly, that pregnancy was totally different because every ultrasound, I mean, with the boys, I didn't even think about it. I didn't think twice. Excited. Shh. Excuse me. Whose kids are these?
This is the first Ambitchious Children's podcast.
I'm sorry. This is real life. This is my life.
Look at my face.
Yeah.
Everybody's watching.
This is the perfect way for Katie to decide after today if she wants to have kids or not.
I'm a little tight down below right now. It's getting a little tight. It's why I wore my leather pants today.
Notice
to keep it all
how you
in.
can only hear my voice and you can't even hear. Is she all right? Okay.
Oh my gosh, she's perfect. She's sucking on her bottle. I want a little squirt of that. Looks delicious. We're such fatties.
It looks delicious.
We'll actually steal a child's bottle because it looks so delicious.
Look at her looking too. Huh?
She farts pretty hard sometimes.
The baby.
She's very ambitious because ambitious like to fart.
She farts like a man. Sometimes I think it's Chris lying to me.
Same.
I'm like, that was not her.
Somebody to blame
like, how
on.
does something that loud come out of something
that
small?
Like a little baby cherub.
Yes, it's so crazy. But yeah, my advice would be
bring your children everywhere.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh my God, look at Laura Lee. She's like,
I have to give a shout out to my friend Laura because she is like, she's just balancing my
We're going to have
kids.
Laura on the
podcast here today.
We're going to have you on the podcast because she's a magical rainbow unicorn.
She is.
And scene.
Yep. Who also farts.
We all do.
Who also
and
farts?
any woman that says that they don't pass gas, they're liars.
Oh, man.
Yep.
So, my advice would be, there's no perfect advice, to be honest. It would just be to keep your head on straight and think of why you started certain things in the first place. Mm-hmm. I thought about, and even my family, friends, once I had 1 kid, 2 kid, 3 kid. Oh, you're 3 kids. You're still going to keep the gym open? You're still, I'm like, yep.
What does that mean?
I just learned.
But now, wait a minute. Can I just say this for a second? If this was a man having 3 kids, like with Chris. No one's saying to Chris, are you going to keep working, dude? Because you have 3 kids now? Yeah. Like, literally,
do you know I actually,
go to hell.
My preference was to
him to stay home and you
be a stay-at-home dad.
Absolutely.
And me just crank at the gym because he was at Sikorsky Aircraft for 10 years. That's
Matt just got a boner. He's like, that sounds like a great idea.
Oh my God. Honestly, I would want to stay home. I would love it.
You like it for 3 days and you'd be like,
you guys have a much harder job than I do. If you stay at home mom or dad, it's hard.
No,
you get coffee breaks at work. You can go talk to somebody.
But tell me that's not true. That if we had 3 children, would people at work say to you, Matt, now that you have 3 kids, you're going to stay home and take care of the kids? They would never say that to you.
I know.
They've said some crazy things to me, like, being at regional home care, right? They'll be like, oh, why do you even have the karate studio? Are you going to still keep it? Because I'm like,
we can do more than one thing, people.
I am an achiever. I have to be able to have these things. I don't know any different if I don't have 5 or 6 things going.
Well, see, how I feel.
I don't like it.
How I've answered that question before, too, is say I didn't have my gym. And I think this is why it does well, because I'm relatable and I am in this position as a lot of my mom clients and other clients is, say I didn't have my own place or I never opened it and I had my 3 kids, I would be looking for something just like my place.
Absolutely.
And spending my time there anyway.
Yeah,
so why not have it be my business?
Absolutely.
I'm like,
totally. 100%.
But Chris's department had closed at his job that he was at for 10 years. That was part of our awesome year. And before having her, right before I had her. And so even though I was just about to have her, I'm like, why don't you just stay home for a little? He ended up going right back to work because he is a very hard worker also. And he does great with the kids too. He does a lot with the kids, but his whole schedule changed. Our entire life changed. He used to work 6 to 3 and it went from like morning to night. So now I'm like bringing them to the gym more and we adapted, but I would have loved if he was a stay-at-home dad, right? Because I feel like it gives me more freedom that I wouldn't feel as guilty if they were always with me. If they were with him more, then it's not like they're in school or daycare all the time. It would just allow me to work more.
Totally.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Do you meditate?
I do.
That's good.
Not nearly as much as I should. I need someone to teach it in my gym. I wish you were local to me, but
we're gonna try to get something together. I'm gonna come down and do like a Spirit Day weekend.
Yes,
we should plan that.
I know.
I'll
put a poll out there. Yeah. You just give me like what time frame or month, but I need it too. So
absolutely. I think everybody should meditate. I don't care who you are, what age.
I agree.
If I do have children, those children will literally be like in my arms meditating with me.
Because listen, I teach while breastfeeding. Like there's times,
Whip it out.
Easton's my wild one. I brought him to a few yoga classes. So
I love it.
But
but that's the cool part.
No, I need to do it more.
Being surrounded by women.
Yes.
Like when you breastfeed, no one's like, oh my God, you're breastfeeding right now?
Yeah.
What the? Yeah. And then like my dad will say something like, did you just see that woman breastfeeding? I'm like, yeah, the baby's hungry. What do you think? Like thousands of years ago, there was no milking pods.
Exactly. Yep. I think we're breaking the standards a little bit. I have a really good atmosphere at my gym where I guess I just see it as the norm. So, and I do feel like different states are different.
Yes. Like more Southern people
Florida is
open. They're super open.
Yeah.
Well, up here
there's more stay-at-home moms too.
Yeah. It's very like Mayflowery, and everyone's like,
"How dare you?
Feed your baby!
Stop your child! Why give them the God's milk?"
Yes, it's like it's so freaking weird.
Yep.
It's strange. But some people are still really freaky about that.
Yeah.
So I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I just say whip them out. Feed your baby all day.
No, I do.
Day.
I mean, I'm actually, knock on wood, she's being like chill right now.
She's perfection.
Otherwise.
She really is perfection. Yeah. I say get the baby right now and feed them right now on live Facebook. This is what I'm talking about.
You can hand her to me.
Oh my God. Please.
Make a statement.
That would go viral. Oh my God. Shayna, thank you so much for coming and visiting.
Of course.
This was like so last minute. Like Shayna was like, hey, you at the gym today? I'm like, no, where are you? And she literally takes a picture. She's like sitting in my parking lot at the gym. I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, no, I was across the parking lot because we were having California burrito.
Those are delicious.
Great place.
California burritos are
You want to bring her
delicious.
up here for a second though? Anyway, just see her. She's like being really good. You wouldn't even know.
No one can see her if she's on iTunes, but if you want to see her, you can go on Facebook Live.
What?
Because no one can see them at home if they aren't watching Facebook.
Oh,
so no one can
yes,
see it
that's right.
unless it's iTunes. But
Gotcha.
I mean,
yeah.
I love her.
Gotcha.
I don't. Oh, she needs an Ambitchious T-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh my
Do you
God,
have them that small?
Well, make it.
She's in her like what I like to call punky rock star with some pink.
Look at the head of hair on her.
Yeah, she has so much.
That's what I noticed
Is
immediately.
this her first debut?
Yeah.
On TV. What's her name?
Actually, you know what? I did a thing. Oh, I don't know if she was on there though. I was at a Sports Illustrated thing and I was on Entertainment Tonight.
Feet.
But
so cute.
What's your name?
Say Elliot Tiziana.
Oh, you're gorgeous.
She has so much hair.
This is a future ambitious woman.
That's awesome.
She's the future of the ambitious movement. Shayna, thank you so much for coming on here.
Yeah, I like it up here.
I really appreciate it. Yep, you're going to be a star just like your mama.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Oh, listen, guys.
Thank you. You guys are amazing.
I don't know what happened today, but things happened. Children came. It's just the way it goes sometimes in Ambitchious land. You know what I'm saying?
Really cool, by the way. Really cool.
Thank you all.
Is she the first child?
Yes, she's the first baby. There's a first for everything.
Ambitious baby.
Well, Matt was actually our first.
Give me these notes.
This is madness. Thank you for being ambitious crusaders.
Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah.
Tune into Katie.
And like I always say, see you next Tuesday. You know what I'm saying?
Look at she's like, oh shoot, what'd she say? Are they clapping?
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.